Good morning. Nice to see you again. I've popped out a few interesting, fun, creative videos during my spare time. And this morning, though, is really serious. I'm coming on to share a snippet of Odessa Orlitz's video with you about what's going on in BC, what EB's done. And it sounds too crazy to be true, so I want you to listen to the whole thing and share it. They've ripped up our Constitution. And they have made it so the lawyers across BC and in other provinces are actually freaking out, she's saying, including the normie ones, because they've made it, the EB government has made it so that the lawyers no longer represent you, the citizen. The lawyers represent the state, and they merely guide you, the citizen, through the process. Wow, what do you think that's coming up for? Right? Hate speech crimes, all kinds of things. We're going to have no rights. I mean, we don't already, but it's the groundwork is being laid. This is very frightening. The lawyers have tried to fight this, and guess what? They can't. So anyway, listen to them tell it. They'll explain it better. Have a great day. Remember, it's a marathon, right? So laugh, love, faith. Okay, we need some faith. Keep going. Don't be afraid of speaking out and not being liked, and just make sure that you rest and you get off your phone and just get out into nature and enjoy life while the music's still playing. Okay, have a great day. Okay, so here's Odessa on Twitter. If you missed the live, Save Our Souls, administrative state in BC, Canada has overridden the Constitution, Charter, and any forms of Canadian democracy. Lawyers are freaking out, even the unawake ones. BC has fallen to fascism and totalitarianism and complete subservience to the state. Full episode.
Welcome to Liberty Talk. I'm Odessa Orlowitz. I put down every other episode that I was working on.
I'm going to show you the first few minutes,
Columbia,
and I'll leave you the link.
And Americans and the entire world know what has happened to the once free British Columbia, Canada. The rest of you Canadians out there, you better check if your province has initiated what's happened here in British Columbia. All of our rights have been taken away. The Charter has been taken away. Any constitutional rights and law that have been a part of Canada since the beginning are now gone. This is extremely important that you watch what the David Eby government has done in the last 24 months. There are 3 acts, and I'm only going to talk about 2 of them because one of them some of you know about. But did you know that lawyers from around BC and other provinces freaked out and tried to do lawsuits against David Eby and the provincial government because reality finally got to the normal lawyers as to what we've been trying to warn about for the last 5 years. But they were not even allowed to do their challenge. We have just had all rule of law, all rights for lawyers, all rights for residents completely ixnayed, gone. This is a very, very, very important video. You need to share it with all your normal friends. You know, when there was a group of people who knew what was coming, who tried to do the Recall David Eby campaign, and all you lawyers, you normie lawyers, that sat on your butts and didn't do anything about it because you thought, oh, this is just conspiracy theory. Are you shaking in your boots now? Lawyers can now no longer represent their clients. Lawyers can represent the state. British Columbia has become just like China. I'm going to direct you to a video that was put out via a Zoom meeting. I'm not going to show the entire thing. You're going to want to go watch the entire thing. I'm going to show the parts that I know most of you don't know about. It's one of the newer acts that have just been put through that take away lawyers' rights to represent you and give all power to the administrative state. I'm not exaggerating here. I'm going to let a professional show you what has happened. And I hope the rest of you that are watching who don't live in BC are going to look at what their provinces are doing. This is why you can never, ever, ever let an NDP government
They're setting us up.
govern for this long.
They got big shit coming for us.
This is an SOS from BC, Canada. Thank you to CCCA Roundtable, CCC Alliance for putting this information out. I'm going to direct you to their channel. It's going to be in the description. Thank you to everyone that was involved in getting this information out. Paul Jaffe, Matthew Cockle. I hope that everybody follows this channel so you can keep up to speed on what's actually happening in our country of Canada.
Time for revolution.
Fascist communists. I know they seem to be opposite, but they are actually putting in fascism and communism here in BC. This isn't foreigners. However, the person that helped our fascist/communist government put this through is not even a Canadian citizen. He's a Brit. People need to be hitting the streets about this. I'm going to let the professionals tell you what's going on. And like I said, I'm going to play you a lot of the video, but not the entire thing, because there's one act that some of you already know about. For those of you that don't, you can go watch the whole video. But this is so, so important. And all you lawyers that just sat on the sidelines and knew that Recall David Eby was happening and you didn't do anything, you saw the signs, aren't you crying now?
Odessa, you're such a goddess.
I hate to say it because I don't want to be right, but the conspiracy theorist that the Vancouver Sun wrote about who wanted to recall David Eby, the hit pieces put on everybody that was involved in Recall David Eby. You know, the Vancouver Sun, you guys did a hit piece on a whole bunch of people, including me, even though it wasn't even my campaign. I just helped promote it. Aren't you crying now? Because we were right about everything.
I got to sit next to this goddess at the BC Conservative AGM in early March. She's amazing.
This better be a warning sign.
Okay, watch the rest. I'm leaving you the link.
And I would
have a great day.
If you would email me at libertytalk